What can you tell us about how the guys came out of the match on Saturday, availability-wise?
They've all come out of the game okay. There's nobody who's unavailable. Bill played 45 minutes for Legacy. He just got caught in the eye, so he's had a couple of stitches, but it doesn't make him unavailable. Other than that, everybody's okay.
And even Jamie played, I think, a little bit too as well yesterday.
Jamie played 65 minutes as well, yeah. So yeah, I stayed over to watch the game as well, so it was good, a good win for the boys.
How much does a result like that maybe give you some proof of concept that the lineup shift kind of is working, and you kind of brought yourself up against one of the best teams in the league, and you were able to go toe-to-toe with them?
Having watched the game back a couple of times, I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with that game. There was many things that I really, really liked, and there was a few things that I really didn't like. So we've done our review on the game, and the players know, what we've done well and what we should have done better. But I think it was a good test for us because of who they are, where they are, the players they had available and playing on the pitch. And as you say, we went toe-to-toe. It could have been 5-5. It was that type of game. But with us, they very rarely are 5-5.
The build-up with 3 and Nathan as the free runner, how did that develop in your mind? And when did you come to a point where you realized that might be our best route forward?
No, we'd been doing it before, but the other way. So we'd been keeping Leal wide on the right hand side, and we'd been using Yere as the higher fullback and building with a 3 again with Nathan, Addy and Tim. We just felt we could easily shift that to the other side as well, and it probably complements Nathan's game as well. He wants to get forward. He's got the pace. You saw for the goal, he played a little 1-2 off Jordi Albert as well to get the ball back. But yeah, our build-up strategy's not changed too much. We've just gone to the other side.
Does it feel a little hard done on Yera just because he lost his spot, or is it something where it's just competition?
Yeah, it's competition. That's life. Unfortunately, he came out of the team. I thought he made a couple of mistakes for a couple of goals. And we've got what is a healthy squad now. So you've got to be on the top of your game and playing at a certain standard to keep your place in the team.
I think the 3 in the midfield, they all have a very similar profile, but distinguishing characteristics. What are the things that differentiate you with all 3 of those guys, Ashley, Brandt, and Junior?
I think they're all different in certain aspects. West is the one who progresses the ball for us. Junior he's very tactically astute. He knows where to go and win the ball back. He knows how to use it. He can arrive in the penalty box, as we've seen the last few games. I think he's had 4 or 5 headers on goal in the last 3 or 4 games. BB's the runner. He uses the ball really well. He's had a couple of chances. He's had the shot that got deflected in by Carroll. He's had the shot in the first half into the side netting. And he made some really intelligent runs forward and late runs forward for us. We were working with him to keep tidying up on his final pass at times. But I thought Didi came on and did really well as well. I thought he broke play up well. He played a great ball behind their defence for Kerwin, who came on, and Kerwin missed a chance at the end, and he definitely wasn't offside. So that could have been the winner for us, and because he certainly would have gone to VAR. And looking back, it was a great ball and a great time to run. So we've got some competition for players in midfield as well now, and as I say, that's been healthy.
Touching on Vargas and Pat. You mentioned after the New England game how important it was that the subs met the moment of the game and met the speed. We saw that a little bit as well in the Inter Miami game. What has it meant to see both those players blossom in that role? I know it might have felt, again, a little bit from Vargas' aspect that, maybe disappointment, but it seems like he's taken that demotion well. Yeah,
I think I want players to be disappointed when they're not in the starting 11, but I want them to make the right impact when they come on the pitch. They've both been doing that. obviously Pat, for different reasons, we've been using him as a sub as well, rather than sharing the load so much with Carroll, simply because he dislocated his toe a few weeks ago. But we've had a real good reaction from the two of them when they've come on the pitch, and that's what you want.
I know that when it comes down to it, one game at a time, but what does it mean to have 2 games of this importance for your playoff seeding at home, in your building, in front of the fans, and to have that with your ability to control your own destiny? Yeah,
it's a big thing for us. We want to keep these fans happy, especially with what's gone on over the last week. Obviously, the Carolinas have been hit with the hurricane, and there's a lot of people, struggling. So our thoughts go out to them, and whatever help we can, and give them some kind of joy by trying to reach the playoffs on Wednesday. So having these 2 games at home is for the Carolinas people, really. And I think you said something a little bit like this earlier. Will reaching a certain level, whereas if you're out of the play-in game, will that maybe change your thinking about how you negotiate these last couple of games, or is it more just we're throwing everything at it, we want to be playing well going into the season? No, we're throwing everything at it. Obviously, it's a 3-game week where you have to look after some players and work with some players better than others, because of the physical effort that goes into playing 3 games in a week, especially one that was over 90 degrees down in Florida. So we're looking at all the games that we play to try and go and win.
What did you hate of the love-hate?
I felt during the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we never got up the pitch well enough as a unit. We defended too deep. There's a number of clearances where I thought could have been better passes rather than giving the ball away. And they end up getting a chance. I think it might be the 95th minute. We've cleared it and it's gone out beyond the halfway line, and we hardly got out of our 18-yard box, and that's unlike us. And I spoke to them today. I know then there's heavy legs, there's heavy heads as well with the humidity, but that's where clear heads should prevail. Our game is right, get up the pitch, make them force them backwards, and we never got enough pressure on the ball, enough in the second half, and I think, Lionel Messi had 7 shots, during the game, so that was one of the things I didn't like. I mean, it's not like we're leaving Johnny Kwan go free on the edge of the box. It's Lionel Messi, so it's really important that the players realise that and put that right as well.
There were some diagonal passes that were getting intercepted. Would you rather see them be flat or just go somewhere else, or?
Yeah, I mean, I thought our build-up was really good, and we had moments during the game where our distances were really good. We were really compact, and we won the ball back quickly, and we created some 3v2s and 4v3s. Again, being picky, we should have had better finishes at the end of it, or better setups for chances. The one that came across after 20 minutes, I think it was, Liao should be taking first time and getting a shot, similar to Kerwin's last week for his goal against New England. And we have to make the most of them situations. That was the thing that probably niggled me a little bit as well.
I wasn't sure if I heard you right, but you called Messi Little Master. Is that right?
Yeah.
After the game?
Yeah, he's a little master, isn't he? He's and I can pick faults in leaving him free on the edge of the box with our players, but I've seen him do that 100 times from that area against some of the top teams in the world. He's difficult to stop, and he is a little master. I think we've seen that.
In Bronico, I feel like we're seeing more of his offensive game. Is that something you've seen in him when he hasn't even? Are you?
Yeah, no, I think he makes good runs into the penalty box. I think Diani and Junior do it as well. He's our first line of defence when the opposition have the ball. But I feel that when we have the ball, he's got the leg power to make deep runs. And if he doesn't get picked up, then there's obviously opportunities to find him. And he had really good awareness to help the one on to Liao, where Liao just got the shot over the bar. and he's had a couple of chances himself. So yeah, he's certainly improving on that aspect.
And Jamie Patterson got a few minutes, and you said he played again. Are you seeing him more, able to be in the rotation now?
Yeah, no, he's getting used to the heat as well. He played 20 minutes or 25 minutes on Saturday, and then he played again Sunday, 65 minutes. Made a mistake for their goal, which he won't like me reminding everybody about, but got their player sent off with his pressing ability. Got a couple of assists as well, so did really well in the game yesterday. Thank you.
All right, let's go to Nick, and then come back to people. Nick, you there?
No, sorry, yeah. Hey, Coach.
Hi, Nick.
Going into the playoff run, it's really important. We've seen teams, because it's the regular season is just kind of for that seeding, is peaking at the right time. How do you, as a coach, prepare your team and the club's players to be at that level when they need to most, because it's going to be in a situation where you lose kind of your out type thing?
I think it's pretty much like what we're doing at the moment. So we've just gone and reviewed the game against Inter Miami, who at the moment look like they're going to be the Shield winners. But we've reviewed it. We know what we've done well. We know what we need to do better, and it's making sure that them standards are picked up every game. Make sure we take it and better it into the next game. And I think if you can do that, you can go and build some really, really good momentum.
And all year we've heard how tough your club is to play against. Do you think that will also serve you well in when teams start clamping down when it gets to that crunch time for goals? You definitely see that in the playoffs with less goals being scored and more people playing defensively. Does that favor your club?
I don't know. I think what's going to be important is that we go in and teams will know that we're going to be hard to play against, so they're going to have to play at their best to create opportunities. But we're just coming onto that side of it now where we're starting to create a lot more opportunities than we had done previous. The disallowed goal we scored was a little bit of what we're after. We was a little bit unfortunate. Liao got caught slightly offside. I don't think their defender meant to jump, and he did, and as he jumped he kind of caught him offside. But it was a really good move, and I think we're starting to create a lot more chances. So going into the playoffs, which is a cup competition, it's good to have the traits of being really hard to beat, and mentally I think that'll do well for our players as well.
Well, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Steve, do you have anything? I see you're on as well. No? Will?
This is similar to
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Will.
This is similar to Nick's line of questioning, but I want to ask it maybe a different way. How foundational can this next 3 weeks, month plus, however long you guys are in it, do for this team in the long run? Culture of winning, those kind of things. How much would that gratification mean for players who you want to keep around here for a while?
I don't think it's just for players. I think it's for the whole staff here as well, and the city to get into a playoff. But then to go and win in the playoff, I just think that'll start building a positivity around the city in general. So everybody can feed off that as well, players, staff, everybody. So it's really important that we keep building them foundations and growing from that.